Welcome back to Breslov campus. Rabbi Nachman in lesson 35. We're going to go into the idea of sleep, of proper sleep. Rabbi Nachman in lesson 35 mentions how it's very important that a person sleep. But again, not to overdo it. Sleeping too much is also detrimental. But the minimal sleep, like Rav Nosson explains in his prayer on this lesson, is of absolute necessity. What happens when a person sleeps? On a simple, understood level, is that a person gets refreshed and recharged. So Rabbi Nachman explains how exactly is this happening? What is exactly this recharge? What is it for? What actually is going? What's the process here? So we know that every Jew has a neshama, and when we go to sleep at night, this neshama goes back up to heaven to get this recharge. Now the Arizal explains the process of the recharge in that the neshama enters the world of Emunah, faith. On a simple level, when you're sleeping, your brain is not at full function force like when you're awake. So it's in sleep mode, and sleep modes means there's no da'at, there's no knowledge. So if there's no knowledge, what is there? Faith. Because like Rabbi Nachman explains in many places, faith applies where and when the knowledge stops, where the knowledge can no longer comprehend. That's where Emunah begins. So when a person is sleeping and his mind is not in conscious awareness mode, so it's automatically in sleep mode, which is called Emunah mode. So the neshama of the person, which by the way the neshama reflects the person's intellect, his mind, his brain, gets recharged by entering the realm of Emunah. And this Emunah, Rabbi Nachman teaches, is the opening in order to connect to a very, very high level, a level which is even above what's called Chokhmah, knowledge, and that's called the Or HaPanim. It's a very high Kabbalistic term called the light of the countenance. This light of the countenance is the source of all other wisdom. In other words, it's the root of what determines what is true wisdom and what is not true wisdom. Rabbi Nachman calls true wisdom any bit of knowledge and understanding and development wisdom which is totally true, which is based on absolute truth. This is what's called the Or HaPanim. When a person sleeps, the soul through Emunah reconnects to this source, so that when a person wakes up the next day and he's refreshed, but now the neshama has a goal, because the challenge of the next day is all of the information that's going to come my way in this day, whether it's a piece of news that I hear from this person, or a movie that comes my way, or a newspaper article, or conversations, or what I'm learning during the day. Now my neshama being reconnected at nighttime during the sleep to the source of all true knowledge will be able to discern and be able to indicate what is true knowledge and what is not, so that the person accepts what is true knowledge into himself and what is not. Because Rabbi Nachman explains in this lesson that if you have any negative information in your head, information which is not true, it will just be like a disease in the head, something which is implanted improperly, and it will not let the neshama grow. So a person has to be very careful that he has no foreign ideologies stuck in his head. So to make sure that a person is on guard to know what to let in, what to not let in, this is the purpose of the neshama at nighttime, getting recharged, connecting to what's above even chokhmah, even knowledge, the root of it, the Or HaPanim, the light of the countenance, which is the absolute truth. And then when waking up in the morning into conscious mode, the neshama has the subconscious impression of this light, so that the next day person, with the challenges that the day faces, can know what to let in and what to stay away from. Now, Rav Nosson writes, to have this happen, you have to have the right type of sleep. Not everybody when they sleep gets this. You need a merit to have a type of sleep like this. So Rav Nosson explains that the key to be able to have a real sleep, a real recharging sleep for the neshama, a sleep that will guarantee that your soul does get recharged and reconnected to the source, is by how you start off the sleep, which is basically by reciting the bedtime Shema. The bedtime Shema, the Arizal gives such paramount importance to reciting it. For many people, it's very difficult, the Kriyat Shema, before going to sleep, because many people are already half dead. When they go to bed, they can't even keep their eyes open, and people go to sleep late, and people eat late, and it makes their head groggy, and this and that, or people are upside down by the end of the day. Person really, really needs to daven a lot to be able to say the Kriyat Shema before going to sleep properly, because Rav Nosson emphasizes so much is dependent on it. They say a wise man, his eyes is at the beginning, hachacham einav berosho, and they would say in Breslov that the wise man sees how he begins the night. How do you go to sleep? So much is dependent on the quality of your sleep, and the quality of your sleep is dependent on saying Kriyat Shema before going to sleep properly. May we have the merit to really say Kriyat Shema like a Jew should.